morning is July 30th, Tuesday, July 30th. My wife and I are milking again this morning. We had our first grandchild born. It was a boy, so yeah, it's our first grandson. And our oldest son, Willie, and his wife Jody had a baby here about 9 days ago.
Pretty special to us.
Yeah, everybody's doing well, so we're thankful for that. So anyhow, yeah, we're milking here this morning. It's pretty warm out here this morning. I think I've seen 73 degrees Fahrenheit. It's supposed to be a little cooler the next day or two, but then till the end of the week they're talking about it one day being almost up against 100 again. So if we don't get any rain, it'll definitely really start showing it after that. Here's our cat Carmen.
Let's see all the trees there, they dump them.
Here's a little update on the heifer that had lost her calf in the video probably, oh man, a month or 6 weeks ago. Yeah, she had calved about 2 months, 6 weeks or 2 months early. Her udder that she does have is full of milk. She's probably milking maybe 45, 50 pounds a day, but the worst problem is she's a little bit steppy, not so much when you're just milking her, but when she's about 90 or 95% done, she likes to step her milker off. So. But yeah, she really cleaned up and smoothed up and filling out. When I say cleaned up and smoothed up, she was a little rough looking that day right after she had slipped her calf. Looking really good, so if we can get her bred back, we'll try to bring her around again. So. Anyhow, just wanted to do a little update. She's doing well and still milking and should be okay. Yeah, I was saying about that heifer being a little steppy or stepping her milker off there. But she's about done. Every now and then you have one that gets like that, or is like that. Yeah, you can have some, they can be kind of maybe like a little more of a nervous heifer, a little high strung, like when you're moving them around. You bring them in the parlor and they'll stand like a little angel, and then you get the next one, they're just kind of calm and mellow, and you bring them in here and they're a little more steppy in here. So, but yeah, I think she'll be okay. She's not terrible bad. It's just that she does like to step her milker off. Now we're just about done here. We probably have another half an hour to milk yet. Maybe 40 cows out here yet. It's starting to get daylight. Apparently this is the morning for updates on cows. This cow here is the one that had a prolapsed uterus probably 2 months ago. She's milking in her second lactation. Yeah, she's doing very well. It took her about a month to really get going. I mean, she was doing okay, but yeah, she just wasn't up to production that great. But she's probably right there about 75, 80 pounds a day right now. So yeah, she's doing very well. Here's the one cow that we had to finish trimming her one teat up that had got it stepped on really bad. And yeah, her milker just came off. She's done milking, but she's just pouring milk out that other front quarter. It's all clear milk. There's no mastitis or no infection or anything there.
I have this box here at the back of the parlor, and it has a few odd things in it, just for to use when we're milking, kind of shelves. But anyways, every time whoever works here, like our employees, they all sign their names on here. So that's part of, I guess you can see it okay. But that's part of working here, and yeah, probably, yeah, these three names here are ones that work here right now. But some of these other names, they have worked here, and like when they graduated high school, then they went on and got other jobs, and some of them still come back and help. So that's pretty neat that a lot of them come back. But and a lot of them, they'll just work on like the weekends or anytime we need anybody to fill in. So that's very helpful to us. You gonna bring your teddy? Bring your bear. Everywhere we go, he brings a bear along with him. Over here feeding my babies. And the horses, It's always kind of neat. The fan's right up here and it blows right on them, so they tend to hang around just right in here.
There comes our herd of goats. They hear my wife down here in the horse barn, so they're running for all they're worth. That's not all of them. I don't know where the rest are, but we sold 4 of the young bellies here about a week ago. Yeah, they're selling pretty strong. They were about 8-10 weeks old, right about weaning age. My wife gave them a little bit of hay. We've always fed our goats a little bit of grain, or some grain, but this past, I don't know, maybe 8-9 months ago, we started getting some bread from a local bread company. It's kind of overstocked or overruns to our goats, and man, do they ever, yeah, they look really nice off of that stuff. And yeah, if we have any extra, we throw some in the TMR for the milk cows too, whatever's left, just to use it up. But whole row of cows. I think there's 26 stalls in this section here, 26 or 28, and every one of them has a cow laying down except 2, and they just got up to come to eat. Yeah. I'm in the middle of running the silage out, so all kinds of cows trucking up through here to get some breakfast. Yesterday was really, really hot. It's got up in the upper 90s again, but then it cooled off here this morning. It's Thursday morning. I'm going to feed here this morning. Yeah, it cooled off here this morning, and back down to about 64 or 65, so it feels pretty good. But the sun's coming up great big and bright and orange, so that's always a sign it's going to be another hot, humid day, and they're saying it's supposed to be. So yeah, these spreckled cows are linebacks too. The typical lineback would be more, there's one right there, kind of more of a dark sided with a white spreckled line down their back with spreckles on their face and dark, like black ears and black nose, or dark colored whether they're red. Yeah, here's a red and white one. That's kind of more your typical lineback right here, or lineback marking. But then there's a couple more coming up through there. Yeah, sometime here I'll do a little more of a video on different markings on them, but that's a line back there. She's more what they call a Gloucester marking. It's one that would probably have a little bit of milking shorthorn in her. About 10 years or so ago, I used a bull to breed some heifers, a milking shorthorn bull, and most of them turned out fairly good, but there's still some descendants from them coming out that kind of have more of this, well, like the black ones, we call them blue and white or gray and white. But yeah, we didn't get a lot of descendants out of that, but there is still some touch of that bloodline. Yeah, right here comes one that would have some shorthorn in her yet. Yeah, the shorthorns can be variegated too, but yeah, when you see that kind of coloration on that darker red one going up through there, that's for sure shorthorn mixed in that. And usually when they have this faded look to the color, there's some shorthorn in that too. But yeah, there's more of a spreckled lineback. Yeah, they come out all different markings and colors. Here's one, you get some like this one right here, that 947 there. She's a first calf heifer. She's almost solid white other than her ears and nose and a couple spreckles around her eyes. There's one too that, let me see. There's one standing in the stall. Yeah, that one's more of a spreckled. I'd made mention of this a long time ago in one of the videos, that regardless of what their markings is, they always have a colored nose and ears. It's kind of interesting how that sticks with them if they come out of lineback. And then the ones that are like more solid on their sides, they'll have all kinds of spreckles or coloration in their faces. But then the ones that are more spreckled, on the side often have more of a whiter face. So yeah, it can be a huge variation. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to it at all. I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure we're milking at least 50% linebacks probably. Maybe a few more than that. We have been breeding a lot of red and white Holstein bulls the last year or two, so probably our heifer calves coming out. We're still getting a lot of linebacks, but there's quite a few that are coming out marked Holstein too. That's all okay. As long as they milk and do good, that's a good thing. Here comes one that's got some age to her. She's a little light in her 1/4, but she's probably 5th calf, I think. Yeah, I've been on a little bit of a crop update, and so I thought I'd show you this field of soybeans. If all the beans would look like this right here, we would be in really good shape. But yeah, being it was dry, it's just this one bottom corner here where it's more of wet, or stays more wet. And yeah, these beans are probably at least waist high, maybe even a little taller. Yeah, actually they're a little bit taller in there some places, but then I don't know if you can tell on out there, they're barely half that high. It's probably, I don't know, 100 foot, about 200 foot square here in this corner where it stays wet. But this is how they normally would look this time of year for us if we get the right amount of rain. We planted some Sudex after we combined our wheat, and yeah, we just spread liquid manure on there the day after we baled the straw, and then planted it that next day, and got some rain that evening. We got 1 1/10 and then another 6/10 that Wednesday night. So we had 1 7/10, and man, they took off. I'll try to get a little video of those too. They're probably up between my knees, or between my knees and my waist. And yeah, if we keep getting some rain, that might be between that and that field of sorghum I showed you, it might be some of our best crops this year. Yeah, here comes our dogs. They see me walking up through the driveway here. Yeah, there's Penny and there's Teddy. Yesterday we made a new door here for where the cows go out of the parlor. Originally my dad would have had 2 doors here, and I'm not quite sure. They've been there ever since I can remember. This parlor would have been built in 71, and I was born in 72, so I'm thinking they were still the original doors. But he would have had 2 doors here. There would have been one on this side that would have came part way over and had a weight on it that they had to push it open as they went out. And then the one on the other side is connected to a rod here at the top. There's a handle down here that we can open and close, like in the winter time. That way we can keep the door shut when there's not a line going out. And that worked very, very well. One thing I will say, like especially heifers, first time or two they were in here right after they calved, they always had issues pushing through that door because it would look like there was only about an 18-inch hole for them to go through, and I'm pretty sure it restricted our cow flow exiting a little bit. So we decided they were falling apart. I mean, yeah, they were in bad shape. And so we decided to make one door, and it's still connected to the handle I was talking about, so we'll still be able to close it like in the winter when it's cold out. And then yeah, we can just open and close it from down here in the pit of the parlor, and I think it'll work out good. We'll try it. The only thing that's not nice about it, if you have a cow that just had her calf or a heifer that's just fresh, sometimes when they get milked here in the parlor, they associate that with their calf, and they'll try to come back in. So once in a while we'll have a cow come charging back through the doorway here. But I mean, when I say that, this one side had fell apart a couple weeks ago, so we just took it off, and yeah, the side that they went through. So it's been about a month now, probably actually, that we've had the doorway open the whole way. So, but yeah, I think the other benefits will outweigh that. But here behind the door, we made a little frame thing for the door to come back against, as it was about 15 inches once the door was open to there to the wall. And if you ever have, like, every now and then you'll have a heifer, like if a cow in front of her stops and it's her first time or two in here, and she'll try to shove her way out, and you get two cows trying to go through the doorway at one time, and it really puts a lot of pressure on this door. So here it'll just push the door back against that stop and should work out okay. So, but anyway, yeah, we just used a piece of 3/4 inch plywood and put a piece of glass board on the inside of it. I need to get the door frames painted yet. The milk inspectors do not like any wood shown that's not painted or covered. So yeah, I don't know if I'll get that done today or tomorrow. We got some cows to go to auction today, so I doubt that'll happen today. Yeah, there's a nice red and white Holstein heifer calf. She's laying down, so I won't disturb her. It's a nice little red and white Lineback heifer calf. Oh, she's like, I'm gonna get up, you're scaring me. Yeah, we have a watering trough in this pen in case we ever have a cow we put in here, but we very rarely use that. Almost wish it wasn't there now, but it's there. So then here's the bull calf. It's a little black and white Lineback. Here's the cows we have to go to auction. There's a Lineback here, a spotted Lineback. She's not bred back. We had to vet check a bunch of cows here 2-3 weeks ago now, and she was one that's not bred back. Here's one that came in the other morning just limping like crazy, and it's something in her shoulder. I'm not sure. She injured her shoulder. She's still getting around okay, and so yeah, we're gonna sell her. This other red and white one over here, she's a 3/4 first calf heifer actually, and she's milking fairly well, but she's been fresh probably 3-4 months, and starts stepping her milker off every milking when she's about 2/3 done, and everybody's kind of aggravated with her. So yeah, we're getting rid of her. And then there's one more over there. She slipped her calf here. We had dried her up, and it was about 10 days after we dried her up, so it was about 7.5 months probably. And yeah, here they're gonna go on the trailer. Hey, come on. Yeah, we have a divider gate in the middle that we close. We have a little short 8-foot regular gate we put up in the front. We can slip, that's where the calf's at. There's room for at least 3 or 4 calves there. And then, yeah, they'll put 2 cows to make the load more even. After her first calf, and she lost her calf about 2 weeks later, so, and she's just not really coming up in production that great, so we're moving her on too. That red and white one there kind of spites me. Even though she is a 3/4 cow, with a 3/4 cow, being it's only on 3 of her teats, if they start stepping around a little bit, they'll fall off a lot quicker than if they're on all 4 quarters. Yeah, and it gets, I mean, it's not just that she steps it off and she's about 2/3 done. You put it back on her and she'll step it off again. So you either have to flip her tail up or put a kicker on her. And I'm okay to do that for a little bit if it kind of breaks the habit. But if they keep doing it for, I mean, if they're just fresh, I'll put up with it for quite a while. Sooner or later they usually get broken of that. But this one here, like I said, she's been fresh at least 3-4 months, and she wasn't like that at all in the beginning. And here about a month ago, she started doing it. And finally, I was away last week for a couple days and got home and was milking the other morning. It's like, you know what? She's going on the auction list. We got a bunch of heifers calving, and we had been selling quite a few springers, and here this past several months, and probably will have quite a few more to sell. But decided to move a few cows like this on, and hopefully some of the heifers we replace them with will be a little nicer. And maybe all 4/4, which, yeah, it's not very common to have a heifer come in 3/4, but once in a while you do. She came in and was totally blind in that 1/4, or didn't have any milk at all in that 1/4. I mean, there wasn't any liquid, there was nothing there. It was just totally dried up. We were getting so dry again, and It was so hot today. I think the highest we've seen in the shade is like 98. And we were here and all of a sudden it just started pouring down rain. Oh my, I'm so thankful. Yeah, I don't know how long it'll last, but there's water running pretty good. So definitely getting some rain. It's very, very much needed rain. So hopefully it'll keep going for a while. Yeah, and it's so crazy. I mean, there's blue sky right over there, but it's just pouring down rain here at our house. And our daughter lives over here almost a mile away, and she said it's raining there too. It's just like a dark cloud that kind of blew up right here above us.
We had one mom goat that was later than all the other babies, so now we got 2 new babies. They weren't born very long ago, but we just had a rain come through. Anyhow, we're gonna take them inside.